Hello, happy Saturday, everyone, or whatever day you are watching this. I am so happy to have you back here. And if this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is Megan. I make sub vlogs, and I'm so happy to have you here. So today I'm in a third grade class with some of the students that I previously had when I was student teaching, and it's been really fun. And I'll show you guys kind of some of the stuff that we've done throughout the day that is at a third grade level. In this class, let's see what we did. We did morning meeting, so that included the greeting, a share, morning message, and then an activity. We did morning work, math class, so they switch for math and reading. So I did math today, and then they went to another teacher for reading. And then we looked at these Time for Kids. Actually, I'll show you guys those. So they just look like this, and they have current events in them, and they're actually pretty interesting. So there was this one talking about how their scientists are bringing back extinct animals, and then this one about prosthetics and basically people kind of becoming machines in a way. And then they have a quiet time here, so that's kind of part of the responsive classroom type stuff. So you have a quiet time for about 10 minutes, and the kids just get to kind of draw or color or whatever. And it's a really good thing to do after lunch, especially just to kind of regroup and understand that you got to get back to learning. And then independent reading time for about 40 minutes, I'd say. And then I taught the other math class. And then they went to specialist, and it's the end of the day now. So, yeah. So I'm going to keep sharing. I'll let you guys know what else we did today in a little bit. So today is a day that I had a bunch of my students from student teaching, both in my class and then when we switched, and it was so cute to see them. It's almost the end of the day. They're at media right now, and I am just kind of getting everything ready. I have stacks of papers that I am just getting kind of grouped up because there's a ton, as you can see. There's just a lot, you know, look at that, that's crazy. So I'm just kind of trying to get those all organized so that it's not just like a big jumbled mess when she gets back. So I'm just trying to make sure that all looks nice. I feel a little bit bad because I don't know if it was my time management or just the amount of time that she gave for these things, but we didn't really have that much time to complete things. They had some morning work. So one of them was a word ladder, and those are actually pretty fun. And then let's see, here's a kid that didn't put their name. This stuff called Minute Math, which is really good. It's a really good morning work type of thing. And they also did just some handwriting type of stuff. And obviously those last two were completed. But yeah, we didn't get very much time. So kids maybe only got 2 of the 3 morning worksheets done. And then during math, there was a bunch of worksheets that some of them maybe only got 1 or 2 or 3 done. So not very much time, and I feel kind of bad about that, but there's not a whole lot I can do, especially when sometimes you need to revisit behaviors or things like that. It's just not always possible to get to everything, and I think that teachers understand that, so that's kind of nice. And oh, we started reading, or I read a couple pages from The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. It's pretty interesting so far. I don't really know what it's about, but it just says a little description about a robot called Roz, and it's out in the wilderness, and she basically needs to figure out how to survive, and yeah, she befriends the animals and they kind of help her out. So it's kind of an interesting book if you have the opportunity to check it out. It's called The Wild Robot. And now I'm just gonna finish packing up because I have to zip out of here as soon as I can. These workout classes right after school kind of make me have to rush a little bit, so I need to make sure all my notes are written and everything's organized and ready to go. I have about 10 minutes until I have to go pick them up, and then we pack up for the end of the day, and I have to quickly get changed and get ready to go to work out. So, well, after my 45-minute drive back home. But yeah, so it'll be good, and I'm excited, and now I'm gonna go and finish all that kind of stuff. So I will catch you guys tomorrow when I'm back at the school in first grade. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, it's really shaky because I'm walking in, but it's so funny because I'm at the same school that I was at yesterday, which is the school that I student taught at. So it just feels like I'm kind of back to that whole student teaching thing, but now I'm a sub and it's pretty legit, so I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna get into the school and I'll see you in there. So the kids will be here in about 30 minutes. I am just looking over the lesson plan here and just trying to get everything ready to go in my mind of kind of what to expect today. Yeah, I'm back in first grade, so we'll see how this goes. I feel like a lot of the times it's very dependent on the class and the kids and stuff like that, so hopefully I feel like this will go better than some of the last couple, like last week when I was in a first grade and some kindergarten, because that was a little bit rough. So I am hoping that today just goes a little bit better. It looks like there's some fun things and things are kind of fast paced, which is good. I feel like for first grade that's so important to just have things like a little bit more fast paced, not spending too much time on certain activities and just kind of like jumping from one thing to another, just so the kids don't get bored and so they have time to get things done, but that they're not spending all their time on one thing. So the phone is ringing. I'm gonna go get it, and then I'm gonna keep getting ready for the day. So I finished reading over the lesson plan. The phone was ringing and I went over to answer it, and then it stopped right when I got there, so there's that. Two things that I wanted to share. Number one, I've actually been keeping the lesson plans. I write my notes on a small piece of like notebook paper that I have from one of my small little notebooks, and I'll just write all the notes based on how the day went and based on subject. And I've been keeping the lesson plans, and I just write on the top if it's first grade or second grade or whatever grade I am in that day or where that lesson plan is from. And I've just been keeping them because, number one, they have some really good ideas for activities and things to do with the kids, especially for morning meetings and things like that. And then I also am doing it for two other reasons. One of them being that if I do get into a first grade class or whatever grade I get into, this will give me the tools to kind of know what they do during that time of the year. So it could be a way that I can go back and look at some of these and say, okay, yeah, they were doing this. They were doing multiplication on this exact day in this grade, or I don't know, they were just doing these kinds of things, and I think that's really helpful. And then the other reason I am keeping them is so when I have to make sub-plans, I kind of have an idea of, from multiple different sources, what sub-plans look like. So because I don't want to jinx today, I'm not going to tell you how things are going, but I am feeling really good. Unfortunately, I got pretty wrapped up in the math, and we ended up being about 10 minutes late to art, which I feel so horrible about, but she said it wasn't a big deal, so hopefully it's fine. But yeah, it's been fun. They're so sweet, and I'm just excited for a great rest of the day. I've been constantly smiling, and I haven't felt that upset feeling that I tend to get, especially towards like the middle of the day. So I'm hoping that it stays this way, and I'll keep updating you guys throughout the day. We just finished math and did a fun math game where, so I'm in first grade and they made math mountains, and then I chose a kid to just write 3 numbers in the Math Mountain. Of course, they had to make sense. And then one child would come up and erase a number, and then the rest of the class would have to figure out what number that was in the Math Mountain. So that was lots of fun, and yeah, it's going great, and I can't wait for the rest of the day. Hello everyone, so I am walking out of the school, actually the school that I was at yesterday, and I was really frustrated because I was texted at 6 o'clock this morning and asked if I could come in and sub. So I made it to the school and into the classroom for the lesson plan. It looks like it should be a pretty easy afternoon, but I got to talk to the teacher and she said she has a really tough class. So we'll have to see how the day goes, but we're just going, or she's just having me read a couple of pages out of The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo, and then doing this packet for social studies. It just has a bunch of different things about compasses and maps and all of that stuff. So it should be a pretty easy afternoon, doing some stuff on technology. They have specialists. And then, what are we doing after that? Oh, and quiet time. And then it's the end of the day. So hopefully it should go pretty well. But anyways, I gotta go. I'm gonna eat my lunch quick before I have to go pick them up from the cafeteria. And I'll kind of let you guys know how the rest of the day goes. The kids are now at specialist and I am just kind of hanging out. I talked to the teacher that I'm going to sub for tomorrow and just kind of chatted about stuff. And then, yeah, an interesting thing that happened today was that there were some really naughty, awkward, a teacher just walked by. There were some really naughty boys in here, and so anyways, they had to do the packet that I showed you guys, and so I gave out the packet to all the kids that were sitting quietly, which actually tends to really help because the other kids want to be able to like do a good job and stuff, so then they start sitting quiet and then you can pass the packet to them. Well, there were a few boys in particular who were just not being respectful. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do and all that stuff. So I just waited and I waited, and they were still being disrespectful and talking to each other. So I just kept waiting, and obviously you can't always do that, but in this case we had an hour for social studies, so I just waited. And then about 15 minutes in, they started to say, "Can we just do our work now?" And I said, yeah, as soon as you show me that you're ready. I said, try moving away from each other, and as soon as you show me that you're ready, I would love for you to get started. So they pulled their act together, they sat away from each other, showed me that they were ready, and I said, okay, now that you took 16 minutes of mine, you're gonna owe me time during quiet time. That doesn't mean you can't do it now, but you still owe me the time during quiet time. So they all got to work, and while they were working towards the end, I just let them know, because they were working hard and doing their job, I just let them know that during quiet time they would be able to do their choice and they didn't have to do the packet, because if they're doing their job, then that's all I asked for. So yeah, and that helped, but we'll have to see how this afternoon goes. I don't know, we'll have to see. I know some of the kids looked like they were working, but they were not really working, so we'll just have to see. I'm hoping that they got it done, but anywho, I think I'm gonna end it here. We only have quiet time in the closing circle, so that's about the end of our day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow when I'm back at the school in the 3rd grade class across the hall. See you then. I am in a 3rd grade class today, actually a class of one of the girls I student taught. I've been feeling very down these last couple of days, and it's making me just feel like I want to go home, and I'm just not feeling great. So I'm walking down to the lunchroom, but I'm just ready to go home at this point. So because the day has been so hectic, I really didn't get a chance to eat during the actual lunchtime, so it's already 2:16 and I'm just heating up my lunch right now. And yeah, I'm super hungry and I can tell that I'm really crabby because of that. So needless to say, I'm excited to eat and it'll be good. So catch you guys later. So the behavior specialist actually came in and left some fidgets for the teacher that I am subbing for today, so I thought I'd show you guys some of them. So here is one. It looks like this. It has this little ring, and then you can kind of like move these around, and does that for them like at their quiet time or like take a break chair. I've seen this one in a lot of rooms where it's just this little guy and they kind of watch it and can make it move and all that stuff. Here's just like a little sticky rope. I've seen a lot of these where they can quietly have it in their hand and it just moves. So there's a little like marble in there and they move it in their hand quietly. Ugh, it's sticking to the paper. Another like big sticky rope. And then the last one is this little like stress ball type thing. So she said that they'd put it by their take a break chair. So those are some ideas. You can have a little basket, and if a kid needs to go over and take a break, then they can have some tools like these. I know they sell a lot of these like even at Target or things like that. So if you need ideas for a take a break spot or like calming corner or something, those are some ideas. So things got a little bit better after I ate some lunch. I'm feeling a little bit better, but it was already basically the end of the day and it didn't, I don't know, I was able to be a little bit more myself, but it didn't help like too much since it was already the end of the day. So anywho, it was quite a day though, and honestly I'm just really excited to go home and get a good night's sleep and all of that stuff. So yeah, I've been writing notes and actually keeping the lesson plans for the day for, I think I explained this, but just so that I have a reference for that grade, and I also have plenty of examples of lesson plans or like substitute plans, so that when I have to write some, I'm not just going into it blind, but I have different examples of teachers who have been doing this for a while. Anywho, I just have about 7 minutes, so I am just going to kind of walk around the room, make sure things are looking generally nice, and then I'm gonna head out. So I definitely need it. It was just such a long day, and I'm glad to be going home, to be honest. They had a science fair going on today where kids have been working on science projects, and yeah, so I'm going to show you I'm going to show you those on the way out, and then I'm going to talk about my special news tomorrow and kind of why I'm not going to be subbing tomorrow and all of that. So I can't wait to tell you guys, and I hope you enjoy the little science fair. Projects that I'm going to show you. So I hope you guys enjoy. See you tomorrow.
Can't make it tonight, so we're just on the wall.
Thank you all so much for watching until the very end. I really appreciate all of your support. If you'd like to check out any of my past videos, please click the 2 video links below. And if you'd like updates on new videos, please subscribe above. Thank you again. I really, really appreciate your guys' support. You guys are amazing. Thank you.